Good evening again. Let's move that slightly up. I've already done a little test tonight, but you know when you catch your phone. There we go. Hi Sarah, hi Natasha. Hope you're all well. So I'm just trying to make sure I get all your comments. Oh, there we go. Oh, we've got quite a few joiners. If I miss any of those, I do apologise. Just a quickie as well, apparently we've had a few, I know from Claire and we've had a few gremlins with Facebook. So what I should do, I'll carry on, and if we get any blips or anything goes wrong, it will all be on YouTube anyway afterwards. So we'll just keep going and see how we go. Hi Mary. Yeah, I'm just moving it about a little bit, so I just want to make sure you get the best viewing. Right, we've got quite a few of you, so good evening. And I would say it's not a very nice evening out there. It's a bit rainy, but hey ho, let's do a bit of crafting. Okay, so this one we're going to do this evening. Now, my son is now nearly 18. When he was a baby, I did a lot of scrapbooking. Which was mainly in America, but was brought over here, and not as a card, but sort of the waterfall idea was something that we used to put in there, and it's been a while actually since I've done this style. I had to recap how to do it, because you do forget these things. The reason I like this card is because I know some of you have mentioned, and I'm the same, when you send somebody a shape card, often they don't know what to do with it. They get confused of how to stand and whatever. This one is simple, because basically all they have to do, see that little tag? Pull the tag, okay? Now this one I've left open just so I can show you how, you know, how it's dissected a little bit. But if you look at that's one, but obviously I haven't finished decorating that, because what I'm going to do, that's going to be wait for the right person, and then I can add in there what I feel is appropriate for that person. This one we've gone a little bit further. This is a birthday, okay, and as you can see, all Lisa's beautiful products work wonderfully on this. So I've used the amazing set on there, the wording, the Astromenia, and if you look, you pull along, and that's to write your message. And it's so easy, and I just think it's absolutely lovely. So, and as you know me, when I'm making something, I like things that you can do in different ways. I like something that all the products can work to. Now, what you can use is red tape, or you can use your glue. Obviously, wet glue is always more permanent, but we're going to start on the mechanism first. Reason being is because I want it to fully dry. Now, I've had to do a lot of prep, and that's just because of the type of card that we're working on. I'm going to tell you the bits that you need. So if you want to get a pen, I'm just going to put this in front of you. You can obviously take a screenshot. This will show you. I'm just going to wait till it comes up on my screen to make sure you can see it. Let me go down a bit. Oh, we're going a bit blurry. Right, I don't know why we're going blurry. I'm going to put it down flat. If this doesn't come up clear, it's clear on my phone, but on the actual screen it isn't. So what we'll do, I'm going to list all this afterwards for you. Yeah, I can see it's just blurring. Don't worry about that. We'll deal with that afterwards. So, because I want to give you all the correct pieces, what you need. Okay, so first of all, we're going to do the mechanism, which I feel is the heart of the card. So this is basically, I'm using 300 GSM, okay. This piece of card is 9.5 inches by 3 7/8. So that's your slider part, okay. There you go. So that's the main bit. Then what I need you to do, I mean, I've already pre-scored for time purposes. So my scoreboard, the reason it says in inches, my scoreboard is in inches. Apologies for that. If you're in centimetres, again, I will try and sort you out it in centimetres. I can do that after. Any questions I'm sure my team will answer, or I will come back to later on. So you want your 9.5 inch against your board, and we want to start scoring. So we want to score at 3 1/4, 3 1/2, 3 3/4, 4, 4 1/2, and 4 3/4. So it's just basically going up in 1/4 of an inch increments. Quite simple, a little bit like if you remember when we did the post-it note, quite similar to that. I'm thinking if it's in centimetres, it's probably 1 per centimetre. So try and score it quite well, and then when you've finished, I'm going to move the scoreboard out of the way. What I want you to do is to get a bone folder, or you can do it with your fingers, and give them a really, really good squeeze. Okay? Let's get a really good squeeze. There we go. So you want, can you see? So it's a bit like concertina. So it goes around lovely. Okay? There we go. Then what I need you to do is open out your piece of card. All right? And you want the longer side at the left. And I'm just going to get something coloured to work on, because obviously white on white is not very clear. So you want the larger rectangle at that side and the smaller one at your right hand side. Then what I need you to do, I need you to cut 6 pieces of card. Now this is where you choose your colour. These are for your pages. So you want 6 that are 4 by 4. Okay? These are the pages, so we're doing a few different ones. So your 4 by 4 is going to be the bottom, the main, sort of this size, your main page. If you want a mat and layer on there, which you can see I've done with this one, you just want something slightly smaller. Now that one I only did 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. On this one I did 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 size square. So as you can see, there's a smaller border, and you can decide whether you want your back white and your layer coloured. However you're going to decorate it is entirely up to you. Okay, I've used one of my favourites is the Astromelia edge cut. The reason I love this is because I think it's got so many different uses. Although they are called an edge cut, it can be used for many other things as well. Okay, so I've already pre-decorated 5 of my panels. So you want the 6 4 by 4 and the 6 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 if you want a mat and layer. That's your choice, but I will list everything at the end. Okay, we're only going to decorate one because we wouldn't have time to do them all within the live. So here I've cut out, here is my 4 by 4, and I've got a little I don't know, some of you might have one of these, a corner punch. Now you can do all 4 or you can just do 2. I've just done 2 for this one. Okay, and then this one I'm going to put on top, like I've done with these 2. I'm going to put white, and we're going to decorate the white panel. So I'm just going to clip the corners. There you go. And then what I've used for decoration, this is one of my favourites. I always think if you're going to get any dies, always get your nested dies. Your nested dies are your absolute staple. They are so important because they work with everything else. They work as a background, and they literally cover everything everything that you're doing. So what I did, I sat with my card and I just cut out lots of circles, lots of as you can see here, frames. I've even kept the bits because the bits can go on the edge. Okay, and as you know, I like to keep lots in stock in my packets, so I've always got some handy. But I've coordinated the colours so we're all matching. So I've cut some of those out, and if you look, these are the ones that I've decorated like that. Okay, I know there's quite a contrast, but I want to show you how different this can be. And think as well, for Father's Day you could do a different, you could go with your men's design. And always remember, all the dies always work well as a stencil, and that's what I've done here. So I've pulled out, these are where I've cut some of the circles out, and as you can see I've already used them. So what we're going to do, because we've gone sort of, forget these two, we've got turquoise and we have the pink, I thought we would go an orange. So I've picked out Distressed Oxide Spiced Marmalade. So I'm just going to grab one of Lisa's brushes. Can't be without these, they're fantastic. Oh, yeah, we'll have that. So, sorry, I was going to go for a big one. No, I think that'll work perfectly. So all you need to do is place over your circle. Now I haven't really gone in much routine with this. It's quite random. I like to take a little bit off onto the lid because I think it just makes it like, you can always, remember, you can always add colour, it's more difficult to take away. And then just gently brush over. Now if you got it, I would use Lisa's the Media Matte for this, only because it holds it down, it won't slip. But the only reason I'm not working on it now is because it's easier to show you with a colour background, or that's what I've used for mine. As you can see, because of the like little torn edge, you get a beautiful effect. And then we'll do another one there, and we'll go off the page there. You see, these aren't set. If you want to do them all the same, you can, but I like to do them differently. There we go. Right, if I don't answer your questions, as I say, please add on and I will read through and go through everything at the end. I just need to concentrate with this one. So these circles, please remember when you're buying these dies, you're getting a 2-in-1. You're getting, especially with these circles, because you're not just getting circles, you can do the frames, they all work inside each other. And I mean, this I've used quite a few times, you know, just piece of card I've used quite a few times. Obviously they're not permanent, they're not as good as a real stencil, but they will do the job for something like this. And I think that is really effective. Just simply, and these brushes are fantastic. Now I've got a little bit of ink there, I usually do, don't worry about that. This is called a sand rubber, or a normal rubber also works. I'm just going to remove that, but I'll probably be covering it up anyway because we'd be decorating. Okay, then what I want to show you, I think, don't forget in your sets, don't forget about the little stamps that you get with them. Often these on their own are amazing. And also something I purchased later on, and I'm glad I did, was this set of acrylic blocks. They go in a little ring. I have them next to me, and Lisa's designed them so you can hold them really easily. And they've got all markings on them. These are fantastic. I think they're in stock. I use them all the time. I couldn't be without those. Okay. So what I want to do, now we've done use the oxide on there, so I'm going to use the same ink, but I'm going to stamp the image. Again, I'm not doing it in any particular order, or it's not meant to line up with anything. We're just doing it. And you could, if you want a stronger colour, if you've got the Distress, you could use the Distress instead of the oxide in the same colour. It just gives you a little bit more contrast. Do some off the page. And what you can do at this point, if you want to spray with a bit of water and go over with a little bit of kitchen roll, you'll get, that's when it'll start to oxide. Or you can just leave it like that. I quite like it like that. Again, this is all, it's your project, so you do it how you want to do it. Then what we're going to do, we're going to stick this onto here. This is the Pinflair book binding. I've just put it in these little finer pots for myself because I just find them easy to use. And then there we go. So if you can see, I've tried to stick to sort of the same colours but do a contrast. Now probably I wouldn't normally do that sort of design with the circles, but I want to show you can. And it works, everything works together, and that's so important. I know Lisa said everything she brings out, she wants you to be able to bring in the products you've already got and match them all up. That's the whole point, okay? Right, so this is the mechanism that we did earlier, all right? Now, if you miss the measurements, like I say, I will list all the measurements for you, exactly what you need, and go through that. So what you need to do is lay out your mechanism, and you want the larger rectangle to your left, the smaller one to the right. And then what we need to do, we need to start sticking these down, okay? And these need to be stuck well for this to work. So this is why I wanted to do this first. So I've numbered them, want to make it look easier for you. You need to start at this side, and the first one you need to butt up to the second line. Now, as you can see, you want it so that it goes like that way, so it's going to flip over. So what we'll do, we'll put the first one. Okay, so we'll go for the green. We'll go for the one we've just done. Now, as you place it down, you will find that it's slightly larger than the mechanism, so it will go slightly over the top, slightly over the bottom. That's perfect, that's what you want, okay? And then we're going, in fact, you can, I'm going to glue a couple at a time here. So we will go pink, and butt it up to the crease, but don't go over the crease, okay? And press down. So I think next we will go the orange. It doesn't really matter what order, you know, this is entirely up to you. This is where your Lisa Horton products come alive, because you can use any on here. You know, this product is really about Lisa's products, how they work together, what you can do with them, rather than the actual design. And also you could use lots of Lisa's papers for this, which would be wonderful. So we're going to go back to green, so that one goes now. As you can see, line them all up neatly. They're all lining up next to each other. You can see if I bring that one in, see how they're all together, look, okay? And then I'll just put some more glue. Sorry if you can't see because of my hand. Hi everybody who's joined us. Sorry if I hadn't said hellos. I just wanted to crack on because there's quite a lot to do with this one. So we've gone pink, so I want to go pink next. And like I say, I've done a complete contrast because we want to suit everybody, and some may prefer the florals, some may prefer a bit modern. It's entirely up to you. Okay, so you know you're right when you get to the last one. If you think you've gone wrong, I've done it, don't worry. If you're using wet glue, you can get them off and start again. So I've made a few mistakes, you know, we all do, don't worry about that. Right, that's not, I'm just going to put a bit more glue on that one. Then what I'm going to do, because this really, it's really important this sticks, I would then leave that on one side to dry. Now I've got, I don't think I mentioned this before, my husband fetched me this. It's just a piece of marble, but you know, you can get your marble, probably a building site or something might give you a peel, just anything heavy, or if you've got one in your kitchen, you know, as a cutting board. So I want to just leave that to dry now, and we're going to concentrate on the main card base itself. Right, your main card measures 11 inches by 4.5 and then scored in half. Now with this one, the other two, we did it sideways like this. But I had a little thought yesterday, and I thought we might try, because it will, I've noticed it will stand up. And you can, what I've noticed you can do also, a lot did, so you can sort of do, when I was doing the scrapbook, you could do a design there, and then you could have it go sideways, you know, so you're conflicting ways. It's entirely up to you. So I thought we might try this one that way, hope it'll work. So what I've done, again, I've used this beautiful Astromania, the little stamp. This is from, again, this set, which I adore. And all I've done is use the let's have a look, picked raspberry, this is just distressing, or the oxide, whichever you have, and stamped a background on there, okay? And then we brought in the edger, the Astromania. Now, how I've done this, oh, it's all right, I'm trying to get it out, I've already got it out for you. Where's it gone? It's all right, I've got that many things out to show you. Right, my little die, let's have a look, where's she gone? She seems to have gone a little walkabout, so we'll find that in a minute. So how I've done this, I've used the Astromania die and I've used the edge, but I've only used the one side. Lined it up and then cut through. So obviously that's how the edges work. You can have them as if that was a normal card, you could have the edge coming out, or you can cut the whole thing out. So what I'm going to do for this, I thought what would be nice and a bit different is just to sort of stick it on the front and then trim round. Now all I've done for this, I've stamped with Lisa's, this is the Lisa's white embossing powder. It's beautiful and it's really, really crisp. So I really like that. And then what I'm going to do is add a bit of glue there. I'll add a bit of glue. Again, you don't need a lot of this because it's the pin flare. And then what we're going to do is stick that sort of there. Yeah, that's about right. Okay. And then all you need to do, this is a bit of a cheat really, no measuring, and then just cut out. Sorry, I have got the die here somewhere. It's because with this set, you've got a lot, with this card, you've got a lot of bits. But if you need any help on the edge of die, I can always show you that later, you know, at another time. It's very easy to use. It's just a case of stamp and then you line over. Like I say, with it, you've got both sides, so you can line up. So now I think that's quite pretty. And then I'm thinking the hello, which is the slimline inverted scallop frame. Gorgeous, absolutely love this one. I use that hello a lot, as well as the other parts of it. Very, very useful set. Okay, so I'm going to, I think we'll stick that hello on at the end. Right, so I'm hoping this, I'm going to remove this. Now, if you're at home, don't rush. You've got so much more time than I have. And what you can do, you could use the red tape. The reason I like using the wet glue is because I often make mistakes and I can move it around, and just there it appears. I found it. So I just wanted to show you how I did this because it's important. Okay, so as you can see, all I did was just use that part of the die and go through. Again, for this, I could have cut the hole and just had the whole thing. That could have a few round. Please remember, these are some of the most versatile dies that you will ever own because they do so many things. They don't just do what's on the front packet. I know they say edge, but the edge part is actually the extra bit they do. They do everything, okay? So that's going to be the front. Then for the back, I've used, can you remember I did the embossing folder, with the embossing folders, all the techniques? Well, I thought we'd match and go for the Astromania embossing folder. So as the card, the main card is 11 by 4.5 by 4.5. A layer on top, obviously you want something just slightly smaller. So this is, to go on half of it, is 5.25 by 4. So I've embossed this one and I've gone over with a white ink pad just to give it a little bit of sheen, as you can see the difference. So I'm going to stick that on the back. And I know Lisa said before, add extra glue when you're using the embossing because the embossing is so deep. These embossing folders, if I don't need to tell you that because I know most of you have got them. Okay, so we are going to, right, so because we're going that way, we will go like that. I mean, you don't really have to decorate the back, but I think it just finishes it off nicely. I like that. Okay, so that's your card base. All right, happy with that. There you go. So I'll just put that out of the way. Right, now what we need to do with this, like I say, when you're at home, spend more time because this is important. So as you can see, that still sometimes they don't. I'm going to put a bit more glue on that. It's not 100%. They will stick, don't worry, it does. Yeah, maybe the fine liner, but like I say, because I sometimes might not have stuck it, I think then it's more difficult to get off. I think we're getting there. Okay. There we go. Now, what I want you to do then is turn over. Now, you don't have to do this, but it's something, because it's going to be pulled around a lot. Obviously, this part is being pulled, you know, it's taking quite a bit of use, I've cut an extra bit of card, which is like a back panel. Now this is 3 5/8 of an inch by 4.5, so that's 3 5/8 by 4.5. Okay, now at this point, this is where you need to add your little tab for pulling your ribbon. Okay, now for the ribbon, I've got I don't know if you've got any little tape guns again, or red tape. It's entirely up to you, whatever you find easier. And I'm just going to stick that together like that. And I would say that's approximately an inch, but it might be a bit more. Okay, and what I want you to do is eyeball it approximately mid, just so you've got enough to pull out. But you don't, if you're doing it so it's this way, you don't want too much there, because remember, you want it to stand that way. Okay, and then for this part, you won't see this anyway, we'll just stick that, and it does make it a little bit neater. Oops, I've got a little bit on there. Right, you need, have you got Lisa's you know, the glue, didn't want any glue there, the glue remover, but mine's in the drawer somewhere. It should be out on my desk actually, that's very naughty. Okay, that's come off. That's a good thing with that glue, it does roll off. So as you can see there, you've got the little tab in, that'll be your pulley. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Right, the next piece you need is your band, which is, your band will measure 8 inches by 1 inch, and mine is, I'm just going to locate that for you. Okay, so this is 9 by 1. So the way this works, what I want you to do is, we open this up there. You don't need to score this, and it's a case of just going, you want an equal at each side, and just, I will say, bend over. It doesn't want to be too tight. And then I'm going to get, this is the one I've left slightly open, so as you can see, can you see there? So what I want you to do is, we need to stick down the inside there. Okay, now you can do this in colour, but to be honest, I found that you didn't really see it, so I didn't really bother so much. Okay, so I'm just showing you so you can see there. So you want to stick this down. Now I'm going approximately, it's not bang on, I'm going approximately, I would say, 1/2 inch in onto that small part. Okay, like that. Then you want to bend it over. Okay, there, we're getting somewhere now. Go, come over. Right, this is the important part. Now, when you're gluing this onto your main card, you must only get the glue on here. You mustn't get any on this part, because it has to slide through. Okay, if you're happier using tape, then use your tape. In fact, I'll use tape for you, because this is quite a strong one. Make sure you have quite a strong tape. But I know this is quite a strong one, so it might be all right. Whatever you've got. So you don't want any glue. This has to be loose, okay? And that will just slightly overlap. Then what we do is get our card, and this is about placing it where. So you want to push those in. I'm just going to stand up because I need to line this up. And then you will line up like that. There we go. And we've got that way. Oops, alright, this is slippy, so it will stand up. And as you open, there you go. Right. Something I want to show you, this is your choice. If you want, you can stick that one down. If you do, it means, because that part can be a little bit ugly. So if you want to stick that down, so I've done both. I wanted to show you both. As you can see on that one, that's the last thing you see. Okay, so I've stuck that down if you want to do that. If you choose not to, on this one, you see that part. But that does actually, because my plan was to write on the last bit, but I think you could actually write here, and you could decorate that. That choice is yours. Now, I haven't done one long ways before. This was just a last minute decision, and I think it's quite nice. Let me get it to stand up. It's because that's so slippery. And then I think we will just put the hello. This is when I want you to go to town. Get all your Lisa Horton products out, okay, for decorating. Everything works with this. I mean, what could be lovelier? And shall I tell you the bonus with this? It goes straight into, I haven't got my, oh I have, I've got, it's not really the right colour, but it fits into a standard C6 card. And the new things that are coming out, I couldn't use them because it's a little bit early. The new things that Lisa's bringing us on the 19th would work amazing, absolutely amazing with this. And I am going to do a sample so you can see them used, but it was a little bit early to be showing you as yet. But as you can see, it folds nearly flat. It goes into a C6, and if you're sending that to somebody, they can open up, just say pull the tag, and imagine all the messages you could add on there for them. You could do a thank you teacher, you could do Father's Day, you could do, again, it's one of those, it's an endless possibilities, and bring all your Lisa's products in. I liked the Baroque and the Amazing. I like this one, and I think this was using one of my favourite sets that is the Amazing. I just think it's this one. Layered words, you're amazing, because you've got your and you can sort of, you can mix and match, and then you've got for your mum. And once you've done this, if you pre-cut everything out, it actually, it's very, very simple. And like any questions, always ask. Okay, so there's the 3 cards. I will be uploading this to YouTube. Now, very exciting, Lisa is back with us on the 19th with really, really special. It'll be the day special, and I know it's a new concept, and I know you're going to be very, very excited, because I know us as a team, well, you know we are, we will be. So please join Lisa. Lisa is also with us on Friday at 7 PM. She's going to do a live with the new products, so you'll get to see everything, and honestly, I promise you're going to be blown away. It's absolutely fantastic. So please join Lisa for that. We have, I think we have, I'm not sure if Dawn's doing, I think Dawn's doing her live on Friday. Be Dawn on Friday. Claire back on Tuesday, and my lovely partner in crime, Natasha, will be back next Wednesday. So I want to wish you a lovely rest of the week. Any questions, please ask, and please have a go at this and post in the group, because it makes our day when we see your makes. Okay, you take care. Bye.